apart. We know every card by heart. Overture, curtain lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
This stupid iTunes always asks.
Ho 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 ho! Hey, it's that time. Look at this, 5:32. We're almost on time. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Welcome to REALTOWN. How are you, John and Riley Poole over here? You know, you ever watch National Treasure? You know, I'm hungry. When are we gonna get there? This car smells funny. This one, I can't see. Where's my glasses? What about my music?
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head on
What's
that
up,
one.
Riley?
You pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Sorry for your suffering.
Listen, I don't care anymore. So
Phil Collins
over it.
from 1982.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. What about?
Anything.
Okay. I'm kind of with you. I got to say, I have.
I'm so over it.
I just, yeah. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna wear my face mask today, but I left it at home.
Wait. You can still get them?
No, I made it myself. Actually, I found a website on how to make your own face masks. So I didn't buy it. Yeah, it's really cool. You just take like a paper towel and then
Right.
you put like staples on the sides. You take an elastic and then you staple the elastic on each side and then you just put it around your ears. It's really awesome and it's super cheap. And then you can make like 100 of them and then you're fine.
Sell them for $18.95 a piece.
Luckily, I actually happen to have Purell at home, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm safe.
We can't get it.
It's
The House of Hits. There's the House of no sort of masks or sanitation.
Well, yeah, because they're
goop.
trying to-
None.
Yeah.
And it's not just us. I mean, here's the thing. You know, with all the respirators, the medical type masks that you see
Yep.
like in doctor and even dentist's office anymore.
Yep.
All of that plus again hand sanitizer, whether it's the name brand or the off brand, which is
Whatever.
the same stuff, or the little gizmos that dispense it. Government, medical centers, and then if there's anything left, the
You.
distributors.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, of course, we are over at the deal over there. So, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And, of course, everybody's like, hey, do you have any more of those masks that you got me, only 2.5 weeks ago? No.
No,
Well, what about that? No.
Well, they should know by now.
Well, isn't there any more? No.
I mean, they should figure that out.
What about that? No.
Ugh.
So I'm not exercising my Dale Carnegie winning friends and influencing people who need, stuff like that.
Right.
What are you going to do?
What are you
What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
It's going to blow over soon enough.
Well,
No, it's not. It's a world pandemic. Oh, stop.
Well, it's funny because Gene, our producer, he came in here and he was like, "Are you guys going to talk about the coronavirus?" Like, yeah, of course we're going
You
to
think?
talk about it. And then he was like, "Where did this thing start?" And I said, "Well, it's somebody in Asia ate a live animal and they was carrying the virus." And he goes, "They always eat live animals, but that one was the bad one."
Well, that bad animal.
We said that back.
You eat bad animal.
Yeah,
you
he's
go
no
home.
good.
You go home
He's
now.
no
You stay home.
good.
Oh, you no go home?
No, send it back. Send it back.
Oh.
No good. Send it back.
Hichi Lee, Hachi
No
Hachi,
good.
Goyong
No,
Go.
but dude, they do. And this isn't like a made
I
up
know.
thing. And what did I say? And you can go back in the archives of the Real Town with John and Tracy.
Right.
Did I not say many, many weeks ago when this first started, the first story came out, I said, this reminds me of a movie I saw called Contagion.
Right.
And in the movie, it starts with a bat. And the bat carries the virus and drops the piece of food, and a pig eats it. Then the pig is brought to be cooked, and spreads it to the chef, and then the chef in turn spreads it to everybody else. But my point being is that it started in the same place with a bat, same thing, and I said that how long ago? I mean, that was
weeks
ago.
Weeks. It was probably January, maybe early February.
And I've been saying it over and over. I said, did anybody watch that movie? Because that's pretty much. And then somebody was like, it was in a book too. And I said, no. You have to. This movie was such a good movie, but it all started exactly the same way, and the way it spreads is so interesting to me. So this is very much the same situation, and people. And here's the thing. Yes, definitely media hype. 100%.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
No more calls. We've got our winner.
Definitely. Yes.
Big time.
Definitely overreaction from the public and from the media.
But there are so many people affected by this. How could it be overreaction? It's actually happening.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Now, here's my big pet peeves. A, the people who keep comparing it to the flu. Okay, I get it. First of all, the flu killed this many people. The flu killed this. I know this, but I know what the flu is. It's been around for a long time, and there's a vaccine that we get. You know, like a so that you don't get the flu. I personally do not get the vaccine, but most people do.
Nope.
And that's fine. But and people have died from the flu. Mostly people, elderly people, mostly people with poor immune systems can die. Not for nothing, my grandmother, 96, had the flu twice and is still living. I mean, it's not a death wish.
No.
It's not a death wish, not a death sentence.
Right.
But I hate when people keep comparing it. I see it constantly. Well, the flu, people died from the flu. People died from the flu too. People died from the flu. No kidding. Like, shut up. Like, shut up.
There's all sorts of
Who cares?
incarnations of
Shut
illnesses and diseases people die from all the time.
All the time.
Here's the thing. This is the flavor of the month, number one. Number two, there is no and
there's no vaccine.
Here's a pet
Right.
Here's a pet peeve of mine.
What's yours?
There damn well could. And I'm not saying is.
That's money, and
but here's the thing.
You know what that's all about.
It's follow the money. It's the three big words. Follow the money. There damn well could be one. Okay, you're telling me that all these wizards of smart with the CDC or the FDA or the FBI, the BBC or whomever else, the National Institutes of Health and whomever, like it's going to take absolutely a year and a half until we can get this verified, Martinized, Miticized.
I haven't found a cure for cancer yet.
Because they want to treat the symptoms, not cure the problem. Because you treat the symptom, you cure the problem. Joe Bub's got cancer, whatever strain. You fix his problem. He's not coming to buy the stuff anymore. The drugs, the treatment, the lab time, the this and the that. So all of these industries are raw. Okay, done. Same thing with this. A year and a half, really, for a vaccine when I have got to think, and I am not one of the experts, so I'm not going to 100% say stand pat, absolutely lead pipe lock, sure, but I have got to think that there is something out there that could be put together, but it's all the red tape, all the bureaucratic bullshit that goes on, with getting things approved and getting things tested, and we have to test it on mice and this and that and rabbits and monkeys and every other thing to make sure it's okay. No! Fix this.
Well, do you know there's
now.
In 2020 they did a 2-hour special on Corona, whatever.
Oh, they did it on CBS too, because they do it in prime time. So everybody,
I'm Ted Koppel, and this is Coronavirus Nightmare.
You saying that from heaven?
Ted Koppel's not dead.
Ted Koppel is dead.
No.
Ted Koppel?
Ted Koppel is not dead. Peter Jennings is dead. He's assumed.
I remember Peter Jennings.
He assumed room temperature
Ted
years
Koppel's
ago.
alive?
And kicking.
All right, check that out. He must be 100.
They did it on CBS the other night too. They did it on Friday night on ABC, and I think Sunday or Monday night they did it on CBS because prime time people are watching and the sky is falling. The sky is falling. I'm not saying it's not happening. Hear me, because it is. Matter of fact,
he's 80.
Thank you. Sakes. Okay.
I mean, it's not wrong of me to think that because
Bob Schieffer still alive. Ted Koppel also alive. O.J. Simpson not a Jew. Just saying.
Oh, all right. Well,
but not
he's alive, but he's 80, so.
But they had these things, and it's all about attracting attention to yourself, and and then here's a great one, okay? And they let it slip knowingly or not. You just hit on it, whether it's the flu. I remember as a little boy, the Hong Kong flu, horrible. Oh, okay, and it was the Legionnaire's disease in '76, and the bird flu, the swine flu, the Zika virus. Remember that a couple years ago?
Mad cow disease.
Ebola's gonna wipe out the planet, man. Whoa.
I think that the world has to go through this every so often to eliminate.
Thin the herd.
Yeah, I think that's just the way it is.
Well, and again, listening to radio news, terrestrial radio coming down here out of New York City, And there's old Shelley Sunstein on Q104.3 talking about this one who, and we have our first death in such and such of a locality due to the coronavirus. 67-year-old Bob Farkle of Mapletown, or wherever the hell it was, contracted it just a few days ago, and it went from bad to worse, and Mr. Farkle passed away last night. And by the way, Mr. Farkle had other underlying ongoing health issues. Do you think?
Mr.
Okay,
Farkle.
it's not gonna get me. It's not gonna get you. Get meaning kill. Okay, it's not gonna get me. It's not. I'm here to tell you. Don't doubt me. Take it to the bank.
Well, there was a
you
case
or I.
in Robbinsville. I don't know if you.
I understand that, but okay.
But he only worked in Robbinsville. He's originally from one of the Windsors, I think.
Correct, and
or Burlington.
He was either a physician or a lawyer that was in Italy or something, wasn't he? And he came back from there.
He came back from Italy, correct?
Yeah. So okay, and the lesson that we learn until this thing clears up is don't go to Italy for a while. Okay, I get it. They're having a big, huge problem over there. The whole entire country of 60 million is being.
Don't go to China either.
And in the land of China, they don't have good health.
Don't go to China either.
And they don't have it in Italy right now. Okay, so you know what? Don't go there. Don't go there.
But,
it's going to spin off, blow over, and dissipate. I don't know when. You don't know when.
But
it's going to happen.
I don't like the extremists on either side. That's my issue. I'm in the middle. Like, I want to take caution, but I don't want to be crazy.
Right.
And I hate the people that are either crazy or like, oh, I don't care. Like, I think there has to be a middle ground. You have to care to a certain extent. You have to. Because you don't want to get sick either way, whether it's a cold or nobody wants to get sick, period. I don't want anything to speed up the process of my death. Therefore, I am taking the necessary precautions. Am I wearing a mask? No. But am I Purelling a little bit more than normal? Probably, yes. I think my biggest fear, I don't want to be in an airplane with people because it's confined. I don't like the confined thing, which I don't like anyway.
Of course.
I mean, I used to complain about our office at the House of Hits because I'd say, we're in a bubble with no windows. And everybody would get colds and flus all the time. So to me,
it's been going on over there this winter outside of this nonsense.
Right, and that's my point is that I don't like to be in a confined space with sick people normally. So I don't think I'm doing something different. I just, honestly, I wouldn't go on a plane right now. I wouldn't because I just don't want to be around anybody who's sick. So that's just the way it is.
Understood.
And would I go on a cruise ship? Probably not because guess what? You can't really escape. So if someone's sick on there, you're stuck because those people have been on that cruise ship, like a month now sitting there?
It's a long time.
What the hell is that
Several
all about?
weeks. They're just unloading them. The one out in California there, they brought him into Oakland on Monday.
Like my friend wants to go on a cruise and she's like, well, I don't care. She goes, I won't get sick. I said, that's not the point. The point is maybe you won't get sick. That's fine. But some 80-year-old on that cruise could get sick and then you're stuck with them. You can't leave.
It's like,
I don't want that.
It's like Chipper Pittman in third grade. We all got penalized because of his smart mouth, okay? None of us got to go on a class trip because Chipper was a wise guy. Same thing here. Herb Muckenfudge gets this thing on the cruise line, and then now we all have to hang on the boat for 2 weeks.
That's my point. So we got to know a little thing with her because she was like, I think they're making a big deal about it. I think it's the media. I said, it is, but just understand this.
However,
you're stuck on a moving ship where you can't escape. You can't just leave and go, well, he's sick, I got to go. No, you're stuck at sea. If one person, not you, if one guy who happened to just be in Italy or went to China and happens to be on that boat, you're stuck with him. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't think that's overreacting. I think that's just being normal.
It's erring on the side of caution.
I don't want to be I wouldn't want to be in a ship with someone who has the flu. Or what if someone got the chicken pox on the ship? It's the same thing to me.
Let me tell you what, I barely want to be on one of them ships anyway. One of those ships anyway, because
I don't want to go on a damn cruise ship. I don't need it. But my friend loves them. She goes twice a year, every year.
I would like to do it one time, but to me, here again, the older I get, whenever there's a gathering of any sort, whether it's even a fairly small one, not to mention several thousand people on a cruise ship, a gathering or a crowd like that, to me, is also known as a no thanks.
Yeah, it's like
not
going
to do it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Get away from me.
Well, and then I saw the footage of the people there that are like, and they're not sick. The people, but they're like, well, we can't go anywhere. We're stuck. We can't go anywhere.
They put the microphone on them, and they're like, we've been on this boat for 3 weeks now. Herbert, now he's gotten a bit of a cold
yeah.
because, well,
'Cause
the
you're stuck
air
in the bu-
conditioning's blowing right on him for 3 weeks
Yeah.
now, and we can't come out
and
of
we're
the
not allowed to
cabin.
come out of the cabin, right? So
know?
who wants that?
No.
So that's what I'm saying for those people who are like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to go on the cruise ship anyways, and this is my friend.
Just wait a
You
while.
know who you
is
are.
all.
But just wait, because why subject yourself
No.
to that, whatever it may be? To me, err on the side of caution.
Why not?
That's the way I look at it. Err on the side of caution. That's the kind of the way I feel, and that's the way it's going to be. But I'm not going to be crazy. I'm not going to wear a mask, like I said, and I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to stay in my house and not go anywhere. But I'm going to live my life. But yeah, I'm not going on a cruise. I'm not going on a plane. I'm not going on a little confined area for like hours at a time. I don't
See,
think I want to do that.
they canceled the half marathon in New York City over the weekend.
saw that. And
The
that's-
New York
yeah.
City Roadrunners, and I'm like, okay, you know what? On
But you know
one hand,
why? Because people travel here.
Yes, I
for-
understand,
right.
but here's the thing. I
Right.
understand that, number one, but number two, we're not putting them in a confined auditorium
they're
or
outside,
a big or like running around in circles in Madison Square Garden. It's out and about throughout the five
And
boroughs.
not for nothing, they should be Purell for these goddamn microphones, by the way.
Well-
And that's not even a coronavirus thing. That's just like just sickness in general,
Lysol,
germs, like
help
just
me.
something like Lysol. These mics, man. Ugh. Anyway, that's a whole other issue. I've been saying that long before
Just
the
be
corona.
over here.
Just gross.
Get it?
Just like ew. Like give me those wipes.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Gene, give me a wipe so I can wipe down these
hold
damn
on.
microphones. They're disgusting.
Yep. Simple common
Ew.
halitosis
Are you gonna
byproducts.
smell- Ugh.
Let's discuss
When they
it.
used to have the foam things on, those things stunk. They smelled like asshole. Now I gotta smell
It's
this.
a heck of a thing, Trace. I mean, it's, and I don't mean that. This is not me downplaying it. This is me just coming here. I'm the mayor of REALTOwn. Okay.
Are you
yes.
being real?
Yeah. This is happening. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? And here, this comes from the just because you can does not always mean you should department, okay? You've got this contingent of alarmists, of whatever form of media people, whether it's, Joe Bob's blog or vlog, right up to, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, PMS, NBC, and whomever
PMS.
else. Yeah. You've got all these, you've got all, here. You know what it is? This is Don Henley, Dirty Laundry. Okay? You've got the good-looking talking heads that come on at night. Okay? The bubble-headed bleach blonde comes on at 5. She can tell you about the coronavirus with a gleam in her eye. It's interesting when people die and give us dirty laundry. That's what this is. That's a lot of what this is. I am not taking away from people who are getting this. The majority of them, the lion's share who do get this, Trace, have you seen? They just, it's not a big thing. It's an annoying.
And I don't want anybody to get sick or
I don't
die
either.
from it. No, thank you.
But it's annoying flu-like, hear my words, illness that comes and goes and then it's done. Now, to the 8% or 7% or 12% or the very small percent, but it is people who get this thing badly. Yes, of course I feel badly. Okay? If you're any kind of a decent human being, you're going to feel a little badly for the folks, whether there's a physician's assistant. He's 32 years old out of North Jersey. He works in the Hackensack Hospital. He's in the hospital because he's got this crud. Okay? I feel badly for him because he wants to be at the hospital working, helping, and getting people healthy. Can he do that right now? Oh no, he can't. He's laid up with this nonsense. It's here. Another one.
Go.
Thomas Jefferson said it 240 years ago, and it still applies today to many, many, many things. The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. Now, that said, what it means to you and me and you and me today with this is, okay, keep a careful watch on this for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, whomever, okay? The more you are vigilant, washing, sanitizing, what have you, and just staying away from the crowds. Again, a crowd is also a no thanks. Don't do it.
Ooh.
Don't do it. The more you're vigilant, the more you're vigilant, the more this is going to blow out and spin off here quicker, sooner, rather than later after hanging around. It's going to be, but you know what? The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. Be vigilant. Watch and pay attention to what it is you're doing. What have you found?
I'm just expecting the LA Times to write me a letter to thank me
Mm-hmm.
for referring this to the Contagion, because just 12 hours ago they just released a story saying how much this was like the Contagion film. Oh wait, did I not say that like 2 months ago?
Weeks ago.
Hello, LA Times. I'd like your money, please, because you just got that from me.
That's worth
Sunya.
$50 right
You
there.
probably-
Cash
did you
on
go-
the barrelhead.
Did you go on my Twitter page and see that I wrote it like months ago when it first came out? Did you not? Did you not?
Maybe.
Yeah, because guess what? This says right here. Many people are watching Contagion because I told everybody.
I'm just saying. There it is.
I did, and there
Whoop,
it is.
there it is.
Look, that's the movie right there.
I hear
I've
you.
been saying it. Look on
I
my
see
Twitter
it.
page. Listen to our podcast. True story. I said it a long time ago. Los Angeles Times. You're a little late to the game. Biatch.
Now, here's the other thing. Coronavirus, which is known as COVID-19.
Correct.
19. What does that mean?
I don't
That
know.
means there were 18 others kind of like this before it,
Before they.
which also means it's not a huge, humongous surprise, or at least it shouldn't be. Okay? Seriously, you've had a dozen and a half times to deal with this before, whomever you are in the professional, medical, and related community.
I'm gonna put that on my Twitter.
COVID-19, you've had 18 times, okay? You've been sleeping at the switch. That's what this is all about. Either A, sleeping at the switch, or again, follow the money.
What does the movie Contagion tell us about coronavirus?
What does it tell us?
I'm going to put on my Twitter to everyone who is comparing coronavirus to Contagion. You're welcome.
Exactly right.
That's going on my Twitter page today.
I like it.
Just want to say.
I like it a
'cause
lot.
I said it. Nobody was listening to me. I'm just saying. Now you're listening to me. Now you're listening.
you listening?
I was going to say. Oh yeah. You know another thing that's a little annoying to me. I get it, because I'm a humorous person. You're a humorous person. I make jokes. You make jokes.
Yeah.
I understand that people are making jokes about the virus. I get it, but sometimes I say to myself,
Self?
okay, one joke, okay, two jokes, three jokes, joke after joke after joke. After a while, I go, shut the f up. Like I don't see the humor in it after a while. Like if it's funny. So for example, there was a John Travolta. Did you see that one?
I'm
sure you did.
I did.
Yeah, John Travolta has the coronavirus, but it wasn't. He was just what did they say? He had the night fever
Yeah.
and the
Saturday
he
night
had chills.
fever.
They were multiplying, stuff like that. Yeah, it was funny. But now I've seen it so many times, it's not funny anymore. I get it. Okay, it's funny. Yeah, not for the 50th time. Not funny anymore. But then now there's so many coronaviruses jokes and comics and so on, and everyone keeps posting them over and over and over again. And now I'm just like,
Can you
not-
top this?
it's
It's
not
like, look at
even-
me, I got to
it's not
top it.
funny anymore.
I
I lost the humor in it, and it's not because I don't have a sense of humor and I can't see. It's not that. It's just that
She's lost that COVID feeling.
I have lost that COVID feeling. I just don't even care. So now every time something comes up, like one person who I won't say just put up the third coronavirus joke or comic on the Facebook page, and I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. You're trying to be funny. Like then to me, it's just forced. It's like a forced funny.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. It was funny. It was funny the first time, not the third or fourth. It's not.
After a while, it's kind of like posting a Nixon joke now. You know what I mean?
I get it. It's like, okay. So, yeah. Oh, it's funny. Oh, it's so funny. I don't know. I don't think it's funny for the guy who died from it, but.
And again,
just
you feel badly for those who have
I don't
really
want
gotten
anybody
it.
to get sick.
Gotten it badly.
I don't want anybody to get sick and die from anything. Anything.
It's bound to happen, sweetie.
Or you suffer.
I'm here to tell
well,
you.
where there's suffering involved. I don't like suffering. I mean, make it quick.
Well, it depends upon who.
Oh, that's true too. I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah.
That is a possibility.
There's a couple few
There's
people.
a couple few. There's a couple few in there, but
My mother used to say that, man. I tell you what.
What would
You'll
she say?
suffer for this.
yeah,
Stop.
suffering is. Yeah,
Knock it
I don't
off.
want suffering. I don't want suffering.
We were walking home from someplace, and the car. We only had one car way back when, and I think it was I had a music lesson or something, and it was right along Route 18, up in East Brunswick, and we got a lift to the lesson, and then we were just going to walk home very carefully, of course, because it was going to be like rush hour on Route 18 coming from New Brunswick and East Brunswick, and one of the things we had to cross was a was the exit ramp coming off of Route 1 onto Route 18. I might have been, I don't know, 12. Okay, I'm 12. I'm Mr. Cool. I'm the guy because I'm no longer a kid. I'm 12. And my mother was very cautious, very, very cautious, very old school. So we got to where we're going to cross. I looked down there, all the way down the ramp. There was nothing. And she's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. And I'm just like, right across. She got all freaked out. And she, oh, I could hear her. Oh, she's, in the traffic.
Screaming at you, yeah.
Oh, John.
I think every mother's gone through that. That's for sure.
And she finally comes across, and she, you knew when she was mad, the bottom teeth would come out. Like this. Okay. I'm like, what? She goes, oh, she couldn't speak. You'll suffer for this. I'm like, no, I won't.
My mother was a poker. She'd do this. She'd go, don't you do that again. Her finger was like a spear.
Ow.
It was like a spear. I thought she'd poke a hole in my shoulder. She'd be like, don't do that again.
Well, you want here now. Here's the punchline to the story. You ready? So that night, Dad gets home and, she goes ripping and tearing and carry on about how I want to cross. And he kind of was like, well, was there traffic? I'm like, no, there wasn't traffic, Daddy. I mean, it's just, yes, it was the exit ramp from Route 1 to 18, but there was nobody coming. Well, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, I did. And, basically just because I'm 12 doesn't mean I'm stupid. Well, but you'll suffer for this. We went out. She's like, listen, didn't you want to go down to the Brunswick Square Mall and get whatever? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yes. Can we do that? So we all piled in the car. Down to the mall we went. I went to the record shop. And I said, listen, I'll be at the record shop. Okay, we'll come get you when we're done. They were done. They came, got me. And just as right before they walked into the record shop, speaking of feeling unwell, didn't I start with the sore throat? Remember, as a kid, all of a sudden it would just close right up on you.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man. Oh, I'm looking at the records, because they had the 45s from number 1 down to number 40. And I'm looking at what's, the chart to see what's where. And felt like Mike, and I got home just this quick, just bang, like this. We got home. I'm like, Mom, I don't feel real well, Dad. I'm not feeling really well. And I had this killer cold for like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I told you, you will suffer for this. I'm like, okay, that's not you. But I did. It was kind of freaky. She said it, and then it happened. I suffered.
Oh, my God. I want to play my favorite line from the Contagion movie before we get off the subject
Go ahead.
of Corona, because it's my favorite line of the movie.
Making me thirsty.
I had to find it, right? Hopefully it's plugged in. Let's see. We'll see if it's plugged in.
All you can do is hope.
Let's see. It's the best line from the movie. Let's see if it plays.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Okay. Spinning wheel.
Well, the salt side are obliterated. Let's look at the base. Oh my God.
You want me to take a sample, or
Yeah, I want you to move away from the table.
should I call someone?
Call everyone.
That's the best line. That's from Contagion. But that line, I always think about that line when he's like, "I want you to move away from the table." Oh, should I call?
Should I call somebody?
Call everyone.
Oh boy.
That's my favorite part of the movie. I love that. So that in that part of the movie, that is when the very first American victim, which was played by Gwyneth Paltrow, dies. They're doing an autopsy on her, and they're looking at her brain, and they're standing around her head, literally.
Right.
And they're looking at it, and you see the guy's face when he sees whatever he sees, and he's like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "This is real. Like we need to, yeah." And that's how it actually starts. It's pretty crazy. It's such a crazy thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that now.
Oh, I love it. It's such a good movie. It's a
yeah.
very good film. I really liked the film when I saw it. I didn't realize it was going to happen, but it's a really good
Okay,
film.
that is not happening.
Well, whatever. Whatever. It was a bat. It was China, and everyone's sick. Same thing.
Okay.
So did you see our friend, Mr. Weinstein?
23 years.
23. That's freaking long. And I was a little surprised. I got to say, not because I don't think he doesn't deserve it, but just because usually things of that nature don't get that much time. You know what I mean?
I'll be 78, by the way. Go ahead.
Oh, he'll be dead.
Who? Me at 78?
Oh, no, I thought you meant Harvey Weinstein will be 78. No, I said Harvey Weinstein's not going to live through that.
Oh, no. He's going to have a problem. Even if they put him in the country club prison, he's going to be like, nope.
But I think this is like Hollywood's way. This is after the Bill Cosby situation, and he's still in jail. And now with this, I think this is Hollywood's way of saying it's not okay to like force women to have sex with you or give you blowjobs. Like, it's not okay.
When did this happen?
It's not okay. It's really not okay.
Come on.
And I mean, that 23-year sentence was only for 2 women.
Right. Ooh.
And
don't forget, he's still got more coming out in California.
Right. But, I mean, they're probably going to just be
look
like,
out.
Oh, right. It's just crazy. But, my thing with this, I mean, nobody, obviously we weren't there, but all I think about is that recording in his hotel room. That's the only thing I could think about because I think I played it here
with when he's in the robe or something.
Yes,
Ugh.
and he's trying to make her come to the room, and she's like, "I don't want to. He's like, "Come on, just come on. I don't want to. No, come on." And then he basically told her career was done. And that's what I think about.
No,
that's what I think about.
I know that's not cool though. I mean, okay,
that's what I think about.
Joking, but that is not.
No,
cool.
It's not cool,
that's
now he's about 23 years of his life. He's done. I mean, but he was the top. You couldn't get any higher than Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood. I mean,
couldn't touch him.
He was the #1 producer in Hollywood, and everyone sought after. He was responsible for dozens of like Oscar-winning films and Oscar-nominated films, and he is now in prison for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Done. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about that. Like
2043.
Like, just think about that for a second. Like, you have everything. Money, cars, and his wife was, like, really attractive. I don't know if you saw his wife. His wife was extremely attractive. Oh, yeah, he had a wife. He had a wife through this
I did not.
Oh, yeah, he did.
What?
He had a wife through this whole thing.
See, this is my man. I don't care, but you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Until now, he got the screws put down on him. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh no, he had a wife.
I had no idea.
And she's a very beautiful woman, very very attractive lady.
How did that happen?
Money. Sorry, but I'm just being honest. Money.
I understand. No.
Money,
I understand.
You get a lot with money.
That's
just the way it is. But
he's a creepy looking dude to me. Outside of this, he's just an odd looking.
Well, they said
dude.
the person who testified said his penis was so small she couldn't she thought it was like a vagina. She said that in the testimony. I'm not making that up. But
wow.
But so here's the thing. It's just that so imagine you have, your beautiful wife, your kids, you're the #1 guy in Hollywood. People are kissing your ass and they're bringing literally, and then you can go to any place you want and you got all this money and you could buy anything you want and the world at your feet, and then poof, it's gone.
It's life after wartime. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. Yeah, no more. It's not there.
Who just performed on SNL, by the way.
Yeah, I heard it was good. I didn't see it. Sorry.
I posted it. You didn't watch it? I posted it on my Facebook page.
What?
David Byrne on SNL.
Right. Sure, of course you did.
You didn't see it?
Then
I wrote only Gen Xers will understand.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah.
Yes. Got it.
Because it's so weird, but I get it. But if you were like a millennial, you'd be like, oh, this is too weird.
Yeah. No.
Millennials wouldn't get it.
And the young baby boomers get it too.
The young, not the older baby boomers.
I'm the last gasp.
The
I'm like the last
the
2.5 months of the baby boom.
The cusp.
Yeah.
But yeah, 23 years. Can you imagine?
Oh.
23 years. And you know what? I'm sure all those Hollywood moguls who are, smacking asses are probably like thinking, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I'm gonna.
Or they're not. Some of these people are just like, okay, he got his, but that's him.
Well,
that ain't me.
If they think like that, guess what? It will be.
Well, there's,
letting you know.
Again, just because you can does not mean always that you should.
Right. It's 23 years, man. Him and Bill Cosby, they should be like.
Well, you see, I will have the jello pudding you see in my face. Maybe other things in my face too, if you know what I'm saying.
But he's in a jail in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania.
How convenient.
And then he's going to jail in, I think, is it New York or L.A.?
That I didn't see.
Because he was tried in New York. So I think he might be in New York, and then, I don't know.
Well, he's still got that whole trial-esque situation out in L.A., so they may trot him out there for that. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, but it's crazy. It's just crazy to have. It's just to have all that and just lose it over, just being a pig. You know what I mean?
Well, and how old of a guy is he? Do we know?
That's a good question. Let's find.
Because I was talking with a friend of mine today about not this exact very thing, but a component of this very thing. In my younger days, I was not always. How do I want to put this? I was not always the most faithful guy on the planet. Okay, it was what it
Harvey
was.
Weinstein's wife. Here, I'll show you a picture of her while you're talking.
Just was what it was, and I'm not proud of it. Just okay, it's in the rearview mirror and so forth. And I don't need that in my life anymore. I don't know why I did then.
There's his wife.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Told you. It's Beauty and the Beast.
Told you.
It's absolute Beauty and the Beast. Holy fright.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anyway.
But it's one of these things to where as an adult man, in now my mid 50s, I don't need that kind of nonsense
67.
anymore. All right. So let's go back. So when he was, let's just say 20 years ago, or 25 or 30 years ago, this was happening, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So basically from about, in his 30s and 40s, it absolutely was going on.
Sure.
Guilty as charged. And I don't want and then now from where I'm sitting, from my perspective in life, I'm really, I don't have any need for that carrying on anymore. I just don't. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's age. Maybe it's perspective. Maybe it's not for nothing. My medical situation. Just I gotta be cool. I don't know. I gotta watch my ticker. You know what I mean? It's just why? I guess is my question. Did he never snap out of this? I mean, that may be the unanswerable question.
Power and money. If he never made it as a producer, because mind you, in his 20s, I'm sure he was just a struggling producer. He wasn't an established producer. So if he had never made it and just he would still, be a pig, I'm sure, but he wouldn't have the options or opportunities that he had with the money and the power. If you don't have the options and the opportunities, well, then you can't do the things that you want to do. But when you have hundreds and hundreds of women who are vying for your attention to move forward in the industry.
Okay, well that I can't speak to.
Yeah,
but,
and then you abuse that. It's if you have young people who are like, I really want to be in this film. I'm a struggling actress, and there's so many of them. And okay, if you give me a quickie, then maybe I'll put you in my movie.
No. I mean,
and that's
again,
what he did.
Again,
and I've experienced that.
You have said, and and see, I don't get that. Even my dalliances, such as they were, it was, it was folks who, we were friendly. I wasn't lording something over them, nor were they lording something over me. It was just circumstance. It was personalities getting along and chemistry and what in my earlier days. Okay. Something like this always has made me very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable because it's just not cool. I'm the first. I didn't used to be it because I was for the longest time, Tracy. I was like the world's oldest awkward 14-year-old. Oh, how you doing? Okay. Now I see somebody who I know, and even once in a while somebody who I don't. Not very often because you got to watch with that anymore. But if I see somebody how many times have I told you, hey, you're looking pretty great today?
Right.
That's a nice color on you. Or did you do something different with your hair?
Right.
Okay, it looks really nice. Okay, and several people with whom I work, hey, you're looking nice today. Hey, good to see you. Okay, that's it. I wouldn't even do that years ago. I was so nervous until I really, really, really got to know somebody.
Right.
This, never on my radar. Ever. Nope, no, sir. I don't go for that. I never have. And I don't get it. I don't get.
I experienced it so much. I mean, because and I think it's
really?
also to the industries I worked in. I worked in the bar industry for
Well,
many years, and
yeah.
it was rampant in the bar industry. Woof, it was rampant.
I suppose.
And then working in the music business,
well,
rampant as well.
entertainment.
And in radio, it was a lot. There was a lot,
I know.
a lot, and I mean from mostly
That I can speak to.
artists and
Oh, really?
manager, Mhm.
Wow, that I can.
managers,
Wow.
some customers in radio. I dealt with a few of them, usually the really powerful ones, the ones who owned really large businesses. Would always proposition me looking for sex, would say to me, I'll advertise on your radio if you go to dinner with me. And in my radio days, there were managers who encourage us to wear nice heels and short skirts and low tops and show our cleavage. And because when you are dealing with money and you're dealing with customers who have money to give you, and it's your well-being. When I was in sales, in radio sales, the more money I made, the more advertising I brought in, the more money I made. Commission was higher.
Of course.
So when you're dealing with some men in certain positions, CEOs I dealt with, and presidents and vice presidents, and when you're dealing with that stature and you need their money, they will present themselves to you in a way that if you give them something in return, they will give you the money that you need. And it was quite frequent.
I had a car dealer client. He had the entire GM lineup except for Buick and Chevrolet. And this is back when there was Oldsmobile and Pontiac and all that. Plus, he had a nice used pre-owned selection, pre-owned lot. Plus, back when they were really something, he had the Isuzu dealership in the town that I was. And, he'd call it over at the radio station, Isuzu.
By the way, car dealers are the worst.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
they're horrible.
No,
I mean,
the
I
number
said
one.
that for a
As
reason.
I was speaking, that's what I was thinking.
I had a
about, by the way.
feeling. I've got a feeling.
You know, because you were in the business,
Yeah.
so you know what I'm saying.
Well, and here's the short little story about that. So, he'd call down call him Dave. Dave would call down. He looked like Jabba the Hutt. Okay, he always wore this one V-neck sweater for like 8 months of the year, except when it was blazing ass hot. And he'd call down the station saying, "Hey, Isuzu just dropped a program, or Cadillac's got a thing, or GMC's got incentive money, advertising co-op money. Come on up. You're gonna be around. Come up in like a half an hour or an hour. It's 9:30. Can you be here at 11? Yeah, sure, Dave. All right, I'll see you then." So I get up there, and sure enough, probably 3 times out of 4, he'd have the gal. I can see her, really pretty woman. I was probably in my early mid-20s. I'm about 24, 25 thereabouts. And I know I remember her name, but I can't think of it now. Julie, whatever. She would from the newspaper, and Julie was a pretty woman. Julie was probably about between 35 and 40, but she was a striking woman, redheaded gal, not super short hair, but short-ish hair. And you know what? She dressed really beautifully, and she carried herself well. She was a very good-looking woman. Very good looking. And she was nice. She was always nice to me, even though we were competition. The radio and the newspaper. So, "Hi, John." I can't think of her name. Hey, John, how are you? "Hey, Julie, good to see you." And it was because of this damn car dealer that we became a little bit friendly. I never had anything to do with her other than, "Hi, Julie, how's it going?" Dave, however, and I asked him once. I got in there at the appointment. That's like 11:30. I've been sitting in the showroom for a half an hour. I'm like, "Hey, Dave, was I late or something?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Weren't we going to get together at 11? "Oh, yeah, I had Julie in here at 10:30, and, well, you've seen her." I'm like, "Yeah." "Well, I didn't want to just let her go, if you know what I mean." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay. I get it." Then he did it again. Then the third time, because I got things to do. I don't just serve at the pleasure of, Pizza the Hut at the car dealership.
Jabba the Hutt.
Well, he looked like Pizza the Hut because he did down a lot of pride and a lot of pizzas too. So, finally one time, he's in there and he's getting a little cutesy with her, like, hey,
Of course.
I'm like,
Of course.
I didn't like that. I did not like that. So I wasn't stupid. So, all right, Dave, tell me about this Isuzu promotion. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. We're doing the double truck in Sunday's paper and for the next 3 weeks. So she's going to get that. And I have $8,000. I need you to schedule for me on the FM and the AM. And this is details. Here it is. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Okay. I get up like I'm leaving. I'm like, oh, Dave, one more. The Columbo. Just one more thing if I could. I said, what was that with Julie? What do you mean? I said, you're getting a little cozy with her, Dave. I mean, you got your son working here. You've got your 2 daughters working. And now, granted, Dave Jr. and the 2 daughters were probably in their 30s by this time, late 20s, early mid-30s. So they weren't children. But I said, you've got your son. You got your 2 daughters here. I've seen the missus in and out of here like nobody's business. I said, what are you doing? Well, I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm just like, Dave, brother, what are you doing? That may not go over so well one day. Well, I'm just saying.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I would go, because he always scheduled her first. Whatever.
Yep.
Okay?
Makes sense.
I go in there, and I'd be waiting there to be old what's-her-face, Julie, and he'd spot me out of the corner of his eye, and within 5 minutes, he was wrapped up.
Yep.
He was done.
Oh, yeah.
Because I called him out.
Yep.
And Dave was probably about my age back then. He was probably 55, banging on 60 back then. And here I am, 25-year-old, wet behind the ear. No, I wasn't. I just, I didn't like it. She was nice. Yes, of course she was a beautiful woman. Good for her. God love her and God bless, and I'm sure he does and did. But you know what? Don't be a creep, man. It's like I almost felt like every time she walked out of that place, especially when he was getting all hey, like she had to stop home and wash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, stop! Don't do that.
I can tell you the amount of owners of car dealerships who propositioned me for sex.
Man,
and they were my customers. I can tell you. Actually, one of them in particular, who shall remain nameless, actually was the one I told you said, if I'll go on your radio station if you go to dinner with me. And I went.
Oh.
And not because I wanted to go to dinner with him, because I wanted the business. It was big business, lots of money. It was a huge buy. And the way my boss was at the time, my manager at the time, he said, do whatever you need to do to get that money. He used to say this to me all the time. Do whatever you... What happened?
No. Where?
I
Where?
can't hear myself anymore.
Check.
Hello?
Hello.
Anyway, so he said, do what you can to get the money. So I said, well, there it is. It's back. He said, a little dinner won't kill you. Just do a little dinner, whatever. So in my head, and this is it was a long time ago. It was my first radio job. So I was younger,
Right.
So I thought, all right, I'll go to dinner with him. So we went to this place in Worcester, Mass.
Of course.
For sushi. And it was a nice dinner. He was polite.
Sushi.
And then
The tubes.
after the dinner, we had driven in his car to the place.
Oh, boy.
And I got in his car, and then he tried, to undress me and so on and kiss me, and I pushed him away, and I said, I'm not interested. And he kept pursuing, and I said, I'm not interested. I just want to go back to the dealership and get in my car and go home. I wanted to go home so bad. And I left, and I had him sign the contract. He signed the contract
Right.
after, the dinner and everything.
Of course.
So I put all his, I put it into the system, because you put this into the system, all the spots, and
Yeah.
you see, and then traffic places them where they should go, and you put, how much money. The deal was about $15,000,
Nice.
and I got it, and I said, well, if that's what I had to go through to get it. This was my attitude. Oh, that's what I had to go through to get it. I guess it was worth it, because I didn't have to sleep with him. That was my attitude. Even though he'd groped me, and
For
told me-
$2,250 commission.
Correct. So
Wow.
Then we put it in everything. So we went to produce the spots, and I needed a script, and of course, we wanted him to approve the script. So we wrote the spot and submitted it to him to approve it, and he said, "I've changed my mind. I don't want to be on that station." So I lost the deal, and I'm pretty sure it was because I didn't have sex with him. And that was the extreme one. I mean, there were others. That was probably the worst of the 4. But that was pretty bad. But I had one corner
80s,
me,
90s?
90s.
Yeah.
I had one corner me in a bathroom and try and grab my breast, and that happened to me. It was
Time and place and situation, and there was none of the above, I'm sure. The time, the place, and the situation is a big no. You know,
But you see my point is
I
that
see your point
that's
exactly.
that's just a couple. I mean, I probably have a good 20, maybe 30 even stories like similar.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to court. I didn't get money. I didn't get.
We lived in a different time to
you
where
just
you just
kinda
kind
dealt
of
with it.
okay, you just
You dealt with
you
it.
dusted it off and on to the next.
And part of me made me a stronger person, because the more it happened to me, the more pissed off I got.
Right.
And then it wasn't tolerated. I got to a point, it just wasn't tolerated anymore. But it happened so many times that I actually believed it was just kind of commonplace, like it was normal for men to act that way.
Well, and in a very microcosmic way, it kind of was. You know, you know, I'm trying to think. I can think of a general. One of my clients said something to me about some woman. I forget if it was one of his no, it was a guy. Again, now to the bar industry. Okay,
Yes.
here again. This is probably about 1991 or 92. Okay, and he's still in business, by the way. I still go
Sure.
by it when I'm
Sure.
out in Pennsylvania, out where I used to run around. Okay, we'll call him Danny. You know, it's not his real name, but we'll call him Danny.
Just call me Danny.
No, Danny boy. The pipes were not calling him, or he thought they were, and Danny was, you know, he came off as, and I don't know this to be true, but he came off like he was like a trust fund kid. Okay, trust fund kid. He had the custom. I don't know if you remember. Well, it probably wasn't so big in Boston or around here in a bigger area, but he had like a. Figure if this is like 91, he had like an 87 El Camino with the custom, you know, body
El
work
Camino.
on it.
Yes.
You know, looked like a Monte Carlo SS up front, that bit, you know, and Danny was probably not right around my age. If I'm like 25, he wasn't 30. I mean, he was maybe 27, 28. And you know, he had these barmaids at his place. It was one side is a bar he has upstairs now outside in the nice weather, and the other side was a restaurant. Still is. A decent, you know, restaurant, kind of an eatery. So I go in there to see him, you know, about, hey, Randy, what's going on? You know, I've got some ideas for you, but first tell me what's going on with you to see if the ideas are going to work, because it's all about just bringing our listeners to his place.
Right.
Bringing people to product. That's what we do. Okay? So he's talking to me. He's leaning over the bar, and right behind him at about 8 o'clock was a little, you know, station where the servers would put their belongings. And here comes this real good-looking gal, I don't know, 24, maybe 23, okay? It's during the day, so they weren't busy. She reaches into the thing, grabs her clutch, her little purse, and back she goes toward the restroom. And he's like, huh, you know what she's doing, don't you? Yeah,
God.
it's changing it up. Yep, got to change. I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
First of all,
Gross.
yuck. Second of all, so what?
Gross.
So what? Seriously, it's enough already. And she came out, and he had some smart-ass remark for her, and she just kind of rolled her eyes and kept going.
Kind of just let it go.
Yeah,
Yep.
just rolled her eyes. Yeah, Randy, or Danny, or whatever the hell his name was. You know, yeah, okay, very good. You know, and off she went. And I never forgot that. This is literally about almost 30 years ago. And I'm like, and he's still running the damn business over there. It's still going. I mean, personally, I hope he's doing fine. But you know what? On another hand, I hope he's smarting the hell up. I really, really hope
You
he
hope?
is. I've never been in there since.
Wow.
Since I left, that station that time. Even when I went back in the late '90s, and then again about 10 years ago, I never went back in. He just ticked me off big time.
Right.
I don't dig that, man.
Yeah, I don't either.
So
Obviously.
what? So what? She's having her lady days. Big deal. So what? So what? Leave her alone.
Right.
Ugh. Just stop it, man. That's okay. Soapbox. I'm off.
It's okay. I mean, that's just, that's what happens. You get to, veer off a little bit because it's just so much to think about. But that being said, I mean, so yeah, that's it, Harvey.
We got a little chime in from our friend Doug Lapp.
Dougie Lappy.
He and borrowing from the Ren and Stimpy show. The question is,
Yes.
so what do you think about sexual harassment, Mr. Horse? Mr. Horse says, I don't like it. No, sir, not one bit. And and there you have it. And there you have it.
And that's it.
That's it.
It's not
Good
good.
call, Duggo. No doubt.
Dougie. They're probably going to cancel all our Comic-Cons, Doug, because of this friggin' virus.
Too many people.
Leave the
All the-
corona. Leave
all the breathing.
They will. They totally will. Because if I mean, it's not until Comic-Con is until the summer. But that being said, I'm thinking, well, it's a lot of people from different countries that come there, so that's probably going to be canceled. Just deal.
You never know.
Just deal.
Pardon me. It's
That's
a big
it.
question mark. It's a big question mark. I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So over it. So over it. What else is going on? with you,
Trace,
by
I'm
the way?
tired. I'm just
Me
tired.
too.
I'm tired. I mean,
I don't
physically,
know.
attitudinally,
Mentally, emotionally?
yeah, the whole McGill. I'm just tired. Something's got to pop.
Something's gotta give.
Something's got to. The status quo has got to change itself somehow, and I don't quite know how it's going to happen, or when, or with whom, or what. But I'm tired.
I mean, I can honestly stay in my house with the door locked and cable and my dog and just be so happy and not leave. Is that bad? I don't know.
No. Here's the thing.
just weird.
It's.
I was never like that before.
Here, on one hand, I miss having folks around. I miss having people close by. But on another hand, I relish my alone time.
I like it.
I do.
I like it.
But then
love being
I miss, I do miss
I think
having
I would
someone
like
right
if
there.
you had it like when you wanted it or when you needed it. But when you don't need it or want it, you can not have it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's
do.
like that kind of thing. Like, do I want it around all of the time? I actually do not.
Understood.
I don't like being smothered, and I don't like.
No,
I'm not
I don't
that
either.
person.
Nope.
I like my alone time. I like having my own things and my own space. I'm very much like that.
Right.
I like it. I like going away and doing my own stuff, like Comic-Con and the different things that I do. I like going to New York for the day or Philly for the day or whatever that may be. That's what I like. But I like my alone time. I like it a lot. And I like to teach my dance too, but that's what I'm like. I like to teach my dance. I come home, I put my sweats on, walk my dog, and watch some movies, and I love it. I just love the solitude.
I think that, and this is not a shot at dear old father, and he is old father. It's not a shot. It's just, I think that were that my scenario, okay, just myself coming home to my place, whatever my place would be, because again, I'm here. My job is here. My livelihood for right now is here. My father is here. Jamie is out in Pennsylvania, about 2.5 hours away. Her job, her livelihood is there, as is her older mother. So I mean, we have all kinds of commonality, and I love it when we do get together, because we always seem to, whether we're in the same house but different portions of the house, or whether we're in the same house doing stuff together, or if it's, hey, you know what, it's a nice day out, let's go on an adventure. Let's go down to I don't know, Camp Hill. Let's go down to Harrisburg and see what's doing. Or let's go upriver and see what's doing, in like Scranton. I heard there's a thing going on up there. Okay, I enjoy that. I really do. Or let's go to the Kutztown Festival in July. We did that a couple of years ago. Just spur of the moment kind of thing. Nice day out. But you know what? If I were, similarly able to get home to just my stuff.
My stuff.
Me, myself, and I. And it's my thing now. And on one hand, it's but on another hand, I'm honored to do it. I gotta make sure Dad's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the things in his world now at almost 91 that are July 16th at almost 91. The things that are thing. Really or not? I mean, I go home. It's funny now, but at the moment I'm like, what am I running into? I go home last night and he's like, we got a big problem. Big problem. I'm like, yes, of course we do, Dad. What now? Okay. Well, his caretaker, the guy was here, hey, what's his name was here today, and he left at 1 o'clock, and I go to open the back door for, I wanted to get out to the garage, and I can't open the door. And he's got the draft dodger underneath there, and I'm thinking, I didn't say anything. I'm thinking to myself, that's been there for probably 15 years. The draft dodger's underneath there, and the door won't open, and I don't know. It's a problem. It's a big problem. At the top is the little latch where you bring it up and slide it over. So I go over to the door, unlock the knob lock, do the latch, open the door. I said, is this what you were trying to do? Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, what? Oh, right. The latch up top. I completely the dark copper latch on the bright white door. What? But we're not seeing that now, Yeah. And okay, so I fixed the problem, which is nice. Then I get to lamenting, I'm sorry I'm so stupid. I'm sorry I'm so dumb. I'm sorry I'm such a pain in the neck. Like, Dad, will you please stop? You're not, and you're not. Just please. It is what it is. I don't know why I'm so tired, because you're almost 91. Well, I don't know why I want to sleep all the time, because the doctor said you're probably going to you're probably going to be tired and you're going to want to sleep. And I'm afraid to drive. Good. Please don't. God love him. What are you going to do?
Nobody likes it.
So, again, if it was me going home to my stuff or my dog or my shows, solely, I don't know, maybe there'd be a different outlook, but I'm tired. I'm tired. That's all.
Me too.
All.
I'm not tired on a physical. I'm fine in a physical way. I think emotionally, I feel like I need a change.
I understand.
I feel like I need a change, and just I don't know if it's I need to be doing something else to enrich my life, because again, you get to that point when you start getting older, you're like, I don't know how much time I have left. I mean, God forbid, I'd love to live to 90. That would be great. I mean, I don't know. But, there are people dying at 60, you don't know. I mean, this is like, you don't know what's going to happen. So, you start thinking, what are the things, like the bucket list, like what are the things that I've been wanting to do and I haven't done, and I keep procrastinating and saying, oh, yeah, I'll do that next week. I'll do that next month. I'll do that next year. Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Interesting you say that. So there I am last night, and I'm one of the people who actually does enjoy watching This Is Us, okay? I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I used to watch it. I don't anymore.
If any of you do or what, okay? The long story short is, okay, as a young girl, the Mandy Moore
You're a
character.
young girl?
No,
I'm sorry.
The Mandy Moore character.
Yes, I know.
Who's the mother? Rebecca Pearson
Yes.
on the show, the wife. Who lost her husband. After the fire, and they had
Correct.
complications and
Yes.
so forth. As a young girl, Rebecca Pearson and her family would go from Pittsburgh to New York City several times a year, and they would do this, and they would go to the museums, and they would do that, and they would go to these restaurants, and it was a scene, it was a happening, it was an event. Well, they flash back to when the kids were probably in junior high, and she hadn't been back in many years. Jack, the husband, then still alive, had never been to New York City, and so forth. And he's always, so what do you want to do? So he asked everybody what they wanted to do. This one wanted to go to the museum. That one wanted to go someplace else. This one wanted to go to the art museum, and that one wanted to do something else. And, well, Dad, what do you want to do? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And he ended up wanting to do a handsome cab ride, the horse-drawn carriage through Central Park.
Right.
So they all 5 of them got in the thing, and they really had a hell of a time. Fast forward now, to the kids are all in their late 30s, and the one son is a movie actor, and his premiere was at Radio City.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to ask, Mom to come to the premiere with him, and
Sure.
she says, I hate to sound corny, but can I walk on the red carpet with you? He's like, absolutely. She got all dressed up, looked like a million, and all this. And they got, again, the long story made shorter is that they got thinking about all this, and she hadn't been to New York since they all went when the kids were basically 25 years younger. They're
right.
39, so you figure they were 14 when they went, 25 years younger. And of course, now the husband's been gone for however many years, since they were 17, so he's been gone for, over 20 years. And she's like, I at one point, the other brother was there trying to, be obsessive how he is. And I have to go out and get some air. She got her coat, went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, found the painting she used to love when she was a kid that fascinated her, that other people also enjoyed.
Sure.
And the two brothers put 2 and 2 together, found her at the museum, and she said, listen. And she's early stage Alzheimer's. And the other brother was like,
What?
Oh, yeah, she's starting to lose her mind.
No.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
Oh, I haven't got. Oh, I didn't
and
watch
Randall,
that.
the other brother, was.
Well, he was having his own issues.
He's obsessive. He's over the top.
That I know. Yeah.
And he found a program in St. Louis and for this and treatment. And she's like, you know what, Randall, I don't want to do this.
Right.
I don't want to do this. I want to enjoy, like you just said, I want to enjoy the good times that I have in front of me.
Yes.
Okay? For too long, we'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. The 3 of you kids and your father and I came to New York when you were, in junior high school. And I didn't get to the museum because till we got there, they got lost and it was late and the museum was closed. We'll do it next time. Guys, it's been 25 years and I'm finally getting back. I don't want to have any more. And I put this on my Facebook last night too. I too have had way too many, we'll do it next time moments. Way
Yep.
too many.
Yep.
Personally, professionally, fun things, activities.
Activities.
Just
class.
things with friends. Just things with friends, things with family, things with this one, things with that one. Opportunities to do. Why do you think I played football? Started playing football after 18 years being away from it since I was in high school, because I didn't want to look back at now 55 and say, you know what, I really probably could have done that. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 35 years old, and I'm back to playing full contact, tackle football with the Wilkes-Barre Blaze back in 2000. My mother, well, what about the children? Oh, you have to think. I said, what do you mean, what about the children? They're not playing. That's not what I mean. I'm like, I know, but I want to avoid as many next time moments as is possible.
Right.
There's going to be those
Me
that
too.
come up. There will be. That's just life. You plan stuff and you go, we're running. You know what? We'll do it next time. And many times you will. I don't want to have an overabundance,
Right.
an inordinate amount of, next time. Don't you do it either. Just saying. If you've got the time, if you're at the thing, if you're ready to go, you know what? Just see about doing it. So there's not another, next time moment. Because you know what? The Pearsons' fire and subsequent demise of the husband/father could, there's something in our lives like that could happen. Who knows? My heart could one day in a couple of years be like, you know what? Yeah, we're done.
Right.
And I myself have no control over it. It is what it is. When the boss says you're coming home, guess what? You're going home. Okay. And again, I have no problem with that, but I'd rather stick around a little longer.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, agreed.
That's all.
I agree with that. Sorry, I'm reading stuff about Buffy, my favorite show ever.
Buffy,
Buffy the Vampire
Jody,
Slayer.
Mr. French.
Not that.
Oh.
Buffy the Vampire
Oh,
Slayer.
whoa.
Favorite. I'm tired.
See?
Mhm.
See?
I am.
Well, we actually started on time tonight.
We did start on time.
So we've got darn near an hour and 15 minutes in if we want to, not think we
Call
have
it.
to manufacture,
And
talking
we
points.
have to, no, I mean, there's no forced talking. It's just, we talk and we have discussions and then we stop talking.
We have something to say, and then when
we
don't
don't.
have anything to say, then it's okay to be done.
It's okay to be
All
done.
right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Talk. Listen, here's the other thing where that's concerned. Okay? Talk with your people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Talk, and I don't mean
No.
or make some dopey small talk, chit chat bullshit. No, I mean, you know what? Talk to your friends, talk to your spouse, talk to your significant. Yeah, okay, John's getting corny. So what? You know what? You know I'm right. You know I'm right, okay? You're not going to get this coronavirus, chances are. But you know what? You don't want to have something go down at some point, laying in the bed or whatever, and be like, oh, I wished I would have talked to them more. Well, talk to them now. They're right there. Or they're right there on the phone. Pick up the phone.
Pick
Give
up
them a
the phone.
call. You know?
People don't pick up the phone anymore. They
I didn't notice I didn't say text.
Yes, you did.
Notice I didn't say email.
No, people, unfortunately, that's the only way they know how to communicate.
I'm gonna, I posted last night on Facebook. As I was watching This Is Us, and I posted that about the next time. Okay, we'll do it next time. And I posted it about, I'm just tired, and I've got one of my fraternity brothers who I have not laid eyes on, Tracy, since probably
What was the name of your fraternity?
Phi Sigma Kappa, the Delta Hexaton chapter at Susquehanna University. One of my fraternity brothers who I have not probably laid eyes on since, I don't know, before Jack was born, 95, 96, okay? And isn't he online? And then he's like, hey, brother, you okay? I'm like, yeah, Andy, I'm all right. I'm just, feeling contemplating my situation. And I do that from time to time. Introverts are like that. And he said, well, if you want to talk, I said, listen, I got to, I'm about ready to pack it in. I said, I've got a thing tomorrow evening. I said, can I, listen, this is my words. Can I call you when I'm done? He goes, yeah. So I'm going to talk to, I talk to my friend Andy, who, I speak with him from time to time, but I have not put eyes on this man, person to person, my fraternity brother, who I saw every day for 3-4 years. I haven't put eyes on this guy for probably 25 years. And you know what? Talking to him, we're as tight of pals now as we ever were back then. Talk to your people, folks. Go ahead. That's a real town truth. Talking to people does not suck. Real town truth number 25. There you go.
I love it.
Cool.
I think I'm done.
Gino, I think it's time to go.
I think we're going to go.
All right. Listen. Be nice. Be good. Behave.
Okay.
Be kind.
Are
Be
you okay with
respectful. Be a friend, but don't take any undue crap from anybody. And until next time, we'll catch you around the way. Oh, Gino's sleeking in the way here.
What are you doing, Jim?
Do I have to vamp? Oh, there's the music. Have fun. Have a good week. We'll catch you next
Bye.
time on Real Town.
I'm done.
See ya.
Put a fork in me. I'm done.